Welcome, folks, to Voices in the Wilderness, a 13th Age adventure. When we last left our heroes, it, was a while of real time ago. So, let's get caught back up.
Let's.
Yeah, let's do it.
I wasn't here, so I can't help with that.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, Merry Christmas,
Oh, and
Hanukkah.
my birthday was on the 27th. We forgot my birthday.
Happy birthday, Dollard.
Happy Dollar Day,
I
everyone.
think my birthday happened, too.
Happy Dan Day, everyone.
Happy Dan Day.
I think Locust's birthday happened, too.
That was in August. No.
I think Tyler's birthday happened, too.
That was also in August.
Wait, are you kidding me? You were born in August too? Jesus.
I think Tyler's anniversary happened, too.
The anniversary of all Tylers. The anniversary of the name Tyler.
Happy Tyler Day, everyone.
God, now I'm just really starting to believe that crackpot theory that we all came from a pod at once.
A cracked one, apparently.
Also from Nebraska.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's documented.
Same month, same name, same state.
Alright, well, let's get back to the role-playing game, and not the Children of the Corn.
Of which Tyler is having one.
Any day now.
Well, he's not gonna be...
Tyler! Is your baby's name going to be Tyler?
No.
Aww.
Does this month look like August? Alright, when we last left our heroes, they had traveled to the center of the Imperial Library, a deep underground facility made to imprison and... Well, who wants to explain exactly what happened?
It was a facility that imprisoned the Platinum Worm and was siphoning blood from the creature to attempt and build a uncorruptible populace for the Empire by using the Platinum Worm's blood in the food supply to try to build up their resistance to the demonic corruption. All this led by our frenemy, more enemy than friend. I literally just blanked on the name. It was there a second ago. Thank you, Florentine. Yes. And then we made it very clear we did not agree with this plan with Florentine. There was a big fight, and she used the ability to control people through the Platinum Worm blood against us, but we triumphed and killed her.
Boy howdy.
Now we have a mess on our hands.
Oh boy howdy.
So, you are in this deep facility. You hear that rhythmic pump of the machine, that heavy breathing of the massive dragon throughout the chasm. Some of you will be closer than others. Others have just finished pulling a now dead body up over the edge. Others are watching as Andreas Zexel regains his composure and begins to rise once again to his feet.
And Ferris is walking towards the Platinum Worm while the eye that he had kind of secreted away, well, not secreted away, was given by Malkesh, starts to float out of his hand, as well as the scroll of limb replacement. And as he walks, the runes on that scroll start to kind of lift and fade away. It almost feels like he's reading the spell.
Hun Hao, having actually been the one to deal the killing blow to Florentine, I believe, um, huffs and puffs, trying to catch his breath after the recent battle, before turning to Gunhild at his side and just nodding his head. Are you okay?
Yeah. Takes a moment just to look between him and Florentine. I think the last thing she did was actually just punch the ground beneath her, but she kind of initially she just kind of shakes her head, and she just kind of looks at Untown and says, "In time."
Hunhow's gonna nod his head to that and then look down to Malkesh. How about you? Are you okay?
Hope Jay's mic isn't broken again.
That's gonna be really frustrating if that becomes a consistent thing.
Oh, he's back.
All right.
Welcome
And
back,
audible.
Jay.
that was whoa. That didn't even give me any notification that I wasn't working. Mukesh just says, "Yeah, I'm fine. Why would I be concerned?"
Well, I mean, it was a bit of a. You know what? Let's go see how everybody else is doing.
At that point, Casey and the frog Arthur would step out. They had taken some cover beforehand from the massive bout of platinum flame.
Lissy is still smoking.
And Zexel would look to Ferris and speak. Save your magic, it'll be over soon enough.
If this is going to be a trial, he deserves to see his accusers.
And you just hear there's a huff, and then you just hear a voice bellow out of, I can feel and hear well enough who are there. But who are you, strangers?
Ferris kind of looks around, like he's like, it's kind of weird because he's like mid spell and things are just kind of floating in front of him. And he kind of pauses and looks. Ferris Finnegan.
Finnegan. You feel of magic.
Let's see if you can find a way to turn these machines off.
Lissy's just patting herself down to get rid of the few silver flames kicking about here and there. This isn't easy to put out, you know. Sorry.
Hunhouse
Mr.
steps
Dragon.
over to Lissy, uncorks the top of his canteen and just pours it over her.
It puts everything out.
Yeah,
And so she squelches over to the machinery to have a look. What am I looking at, Dan?
You are looking at. You'll see nearby just a whole bunch of controls, as established by pretty much when you looked at the control room of the factory portion. You have a pretty good handle on this already. You figure it will just take a sequence, but it will probably take time to kind of safely grind everything to a halt.
Well, yeah. She'll begin to switch off the machinery. If you guys are gonna have a discussion, it's best to have it now.
How did Florentine trap you down here?
And Erasmus will... No. I've been a prisoner in this empire longer than she has been around. Well, you see one of my original jailers ahead of you. Or behind.
And Ferris will kind of turn to Zexel.
And Zexel will speak. And I was convinced out of finishing this before, and I do not intend to make the same mistake.
But you heard Florentine. What would happen to your arm? What would happen to those who are tied closely to the platinum blood?
Though, Zexel looks. In time, their power will fade. Most will be fine. Though, this has been sustaining me for a long time, and the necessary power for the execution will certainly destroy me.
There has to be another way.
Arthur, following Hun Hao, will step forward. Yes, no, it doesn't need to be like that. And Zexel will turn around and just shake his head at Han Hao and Arthur. Neither of you understand that this is not just a mission. This is of personal importance.
That doesn't mean you should kill yourself in the act.
There is nothing left for me after I finish this. What was taken from me will be repaid. And Arthur, it's no, you don't and he raises a hand. No. I don't know who you are, but this group has always chosen sound allies. But if you want to hear this monster's pleas, I won't stop you. But I have made my intent clear. And there's a look in Arthur. He looks deeply uncomfortable.
Oh, now just shakes his head. Even if we decide that destroying the dragon is what needs to be done, you should not sacrifice yourself with it. Death is the end to all opportunity. You can live. You can find new purpose.
We really need a babysitter.
Ferris immediately shoots Lissy a look.
On how shoots Lissy the same look.
What?
Double elf power stare.
I'm just saying.
Actually, it's more
She
elf
goes
and a
back
half
to the
power stare.
equipment.
He looks and... How do you intend to destroy a near-invincible being, even in this weakened state?
Hunhow's
How-
gonna look at Ferris as he says this, just kind of a, should we tell him about the, laser thing look? I don't know what kind of eyebrow waggle you have to do to convey, should we tell somebody about the laser, but that's the eyebrow waggle that, Hunhow's doing right now.
Did you Morse code with your eyebrows?
Those leafy eyebrows.
It's an elf thing.
Even if we can't find a way, which in the heart of the Empire, there's enough powerful magic here that I think could be harnessed to carry out this execution. Even if we can't find a way, this is the worst possible time to try and sacrifice yourself for this personal vendetta. There won't be a continent left unless we can gather our horses and allies together.
He's right. We need as many strong warriors as we can find. The
Out of
demons
character.
are coming.
And he looks. And he just gives a tired look to Ferris and then to Hunhow. Yes, they've come. And I stopped them before. And I lost my friends. And I lost everything important to me. And I've trudged on for so long.
You must understand the importance of sparing others that pain.
We think we found a way to end the threat for good, to sever their tie to our world.
Permanently. But we will need every helping hand we can get. If when this is done, all you want to do is fade into the afterlife, we won't stop you. We can't stop you. But please, stand with us and show the courage to live for a little bit longer.
And he looks and he kind of shrugs. You're not wrong. But to be denied both rest and revenge is quite a lot to take.
I understand. But please consider our pleas.
We're not planning on denying you justice. We haven't heard Erasmus's case. But we've heard the stories.
Well, let him talk. And then I'll poke the holes in his honeyed words.
And then I guess we'll just turn to Erasmus.
Yep. See what he has to say.
He wished to make me beg for my life.
We want to know your story.
My story is this. My power was necessary. My plans were valuable. My broodmate, our alliance was always doomed to fail. Just sacrifice of one man was enough to set all of them against me. And Zexel would stand for that man was more vital to stopping than anything you did. There's no sacrifice. There's no town you wouldn't let burn if it furthered your empire. But we won. Didn't we? And even if the case still stands, after all this imprisonment, that assembly of draconic parts and impulses, and all the knowledge in the library still fell to the conclusion that I was needed for this empire's apotheosis. Forced as it may be.
It sounds like with your pragmatic view of the war that you should have been expecting this.
Oh. Was it foolishness then to believe that all the leadership and all those I saved wouldn't turn and deny me my divine birthright over the death of a folk hero?
There it is. It's always
You-
bad when they start
you
talking
would-
about
you-
divine birthrights.
Yeah.
That's never a good sign.
You took it upon yourself to issue the decree that the sacrifice of one was worth it so that many could live. I'm sorry that you didn't think that one could ever be you one day, but
And here I am. Drained. Hooked to this infernal machinery. It's always came back to it. First, upon my capture, they took me apart. Plucked my eyes from my skull, cut an arm from my body. Delivered those as trophies to those that helped hunt me.
you mean the Celestines?
No. Now I can search that. She had to touch my mind so close to keep me under control. No, they were the inheritors of that power. But the only one immediate is you, isn't it, Saxel? Your reward for not striking me down in that very moment. And Saxel his hand tightens on his blade again. And he looks, is this enough yet?
I gotta be honest, it's been so long since we've been in game. Can somebody please remind me why we're thinking about sparing the Platinum Dragon?
Also, Jay, you definitely haven't been heard. If you've said anything.
Damn it.
That's really bad.
Test.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Jay.
This is frustrating. Let me restart. You all go ahead. Don't worry. I'm going to restart Discord entirely and see whether that fixes it.
Okay. Oof, just a day of technical issues.
It's okay. It's been Christmas.
Yeah.
I think really the only thing that I was concerned about out of character was basically, this is the face of the Empire. And how, well, the unseen face of the Empire, I should say. And if he's, executed and then trotted out as executed, the Allied Kingdoms gain a very strong foothold.
I see a couple of solutions.
Well,
That
I
is
have an
really
idea.
curious.
Are you ready? Are you ready for my solutions?
Oh no.
Okay, you
Please-
give
please-
yours,
yeah,
and I'll
please-
give mine.
Please suggest them out of character before we start pressing buttons.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, no, you do yours first.
No, you want to do yours. I'll do mine later. You yours.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Well, one thing we can do is, I'm sure, even though Lissy can turn off the machines, she can probably reverse whatever's been
Nope.
sucked out of the dragon,
No.
thereby making him healthy again. If we wanted the Platinum Dragon to owe us a favor, I'm just
The
saying.
Divine Birthright Dragon is not the guy I want on my side. Right
Yeah, I
Well-
don't want the
well-
devil to owe me a favor because that's just gonna
Look.
lead to him trying to eat me.
I know that my picture shows us falling off of the edge, but if we could have a smooth ride down on the back of a fucking dragon,
Oh dear
I'll
God.
be a lot happier. First solution. Second solution. He becomes the undead Platinum Dragon.
Nope.
Not
The
a
Lich gets
chance.
him. No,
Nope.
Not a
I
chance.
say the Lich can keep control of him.
I agree.
Actually,
Jay
that's-
agrees with me.
Well, of course, Jay agrees. You two
No.
agree on everything.
No, I'll be honest with you.
I vote against.
I don't think it's a good solution, but I do think it is a possibility.
Yeah, I do think
Let-
I would agree that the Lich could keep control of him, but I do not think this is a good solution.
Let
And
me
I,
pitch my
yeah,
idea.
please do. Let's hear some sanity.
After hearing all this, I think Zexel is the one person that we can trust to control Erazaris. I posit that I transfer the enchantment from Florentine's arm to Zexel's arm, and that way their two fates are tied.
Holy
But then-
shit, that's a great idea.
But then we're kind of punishing Zexel for the rest of his life.
No,
for-
Zexel gets to make the dragon that he hates so much his personal bitch.
Also, we get him for the war effort.
Yeah, I agree.
This is a great idea.
I do think Arthur should talk to Erazaris, though. Sorry, I missed if that was already brought up.
I think Archer's hanging back and probably
He
Yeah,
was
Ferris
hanging back and looking
expected
very
to be named
unhappy.
and shamed.
Ferris will actually just kind of, during all this, he'll just kind of start. He'll kind of stop casting the spell he had been casting. And walk back towards Hunhao, Malkesh, and Gunhild.
Dollard, your words are not wording either.
And why it's such a problem today?
Discord!
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, great. So it's me and Jay now. That our words
Is
are
it
not.
like a thing where if you don't talk for a while, it just mutes you forever? Or
I kept pretty silent because I had nothing to add for a while, and finally I'm like, oh, I'm gonna say stuff, and no one's responding. Huh?
But yeah, go ahead.
All right, what were you gonna say?
Mostly I was just agreeing with Tyler's whole thing, and If you really want to convince Exel first, like as he said, then afterwards, if he's still so keen on killing him, he'll have that ability to do so even more. But
Okay, I have to admit that I like that plan as well. That is quite clever.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Just so long as Zexel doesn't suffer as a result of it.
well, it didn't look like Florentine really suffered, but unless you mean like the mental anguish thing, then
Yeah, because I think he's had a very, very long time of that.
well, that's why someone not me has to give him a really good. My
Well,
pep
I mean-
talks don't go that well, except for
I mean,
once.
we'll pitch the idea.
You. Erasmus looks up. Ah, another presence. Familiar. It's been quite a few years before that one, since that one. And you would hear the sounds of, in the distance, one of those elevator platforms approaching.
So great. Well,
Pitch quicker! Pitch quick, please!
And you essentially will hear Erasmus just another failure in a long line.
Ferris is gonna like kneel down next to Florentine and Gunhild will look up to Gunhild and ask, like, do you mind if I take a look?
Yeah, go ahead.
And he's gonna start sweeping his hand over her arm. But continue.
And then an elevator platform would approach,
yep.
and you wouldn't see anybody on it from this angle. And when it lowered, you'd realize why, because the person who called the elevator was not very tall. And
Oh boy.
off steps Rixus.
Yeah. Also, it looks like Jay's talking on my screen. I don't know if it's going through though.
Dang it.
Nope.
God damn it.
Jay? Yeah, no, it's lighting up that you're talking, but it's not
See, it's
coming.
weird. It's not even lighting up for me.
It is on
neither.
mine.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it light up at all.
Like, do we all need to quickly disconnect from Discord, reconnect? Maybe that'll help.
I just did that, but
Worth a shot.
I mean, like if we
hello,
all
can you
did.
hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, literally when it disconnected me, it then reloaded Discord. Like it did the whole, loading so and so, and then threw me back in. So maybe this is an issue they knew about. I don't know.
Weird.
But what were you saying before Rixus showed up?
I was just basically Malkesh was moving over to Arthur and kind of prodding him forward that this may be his last chance to really talk to Razarus for a while everyone's distracted.
And he's distracted, and he looks. Yes, I can. And Arthur would move forward. As kind of Zexel would look over. Well, this is complicated now. And Rixus would step off, kind of with a periodic tap of a cane against the metal floor.
I don't know how much it's going to matter, but I'm not actually on this screen.
Oh, okay, I can get you there. Whoop.
Suddenly Carnifex.
Suddenly demons.
Just falls out of the sky.
It's those damn elevators. Nothing ever good comes of them.
Yup. No, he falls out of the sky like a meteor, but hits the ground with just like a little soft whomp noise.
Malkesh visibly frowns. when
Plays in a
Rixus
slide
does it.
whistle.
Well, this is... See, I'm late for the proper combat. That I apologize for. Well, clearly this can't continue to exist. I've taken the liberty to use my knowledge of this place to... Well, I know how to flood it. It should properly destroy all the machinery here.
A single tear rolls down Lizzie's face. All of it? Really?
It's for the best, Lissy.
This is not what this was
Can I-
intended for,
Can,
and I
can I
regret
just
my
take like a
part in
little,
it.
like a little grab bag of?
Oh.
This is interesting, and this is interesting, and
Grab quick, Lissy.
And
No.
Arazaras again will speak, just... Ah, yes, the creation of your penitent engine. I said no, and she persisted anyway. And that's what caused your divide.
I'm sorry, did he say penitent engine?
I love that term.
At this point, you will remember from analyzing that it did seem that Rixus had some part in building some of the machinery here.
yes, yeah, the slightly more understandable parts.
Rixus, what was this place supposed to be? If not for any kind of gestures to Erasmus. This.
Oh, Arazaras. There's a little snorting, pained laugh. Oh no, this is exactly the intention. I was just supposed to agree to it. And Rixus... It's... Well, that's more or less correct. It was an offer to be useful again. To have some influence once more. None of the machinery works without a willing participant, and Florentine found a workaround, and that was unacceptable.
Rixus! You nerd! You branched out! I'm really proud of you.
This was a long time ago, Alyssa.
Yeah, it's something else.
So, one question.
What is that?
Going to do now?
Well, I have an idea. And Ferris kind of stands up from Florentine's body. Unfortunately, like this engine, it requires a willing participant. And Ferris looks to Zexel. I may be able to bind Erasmus to you. In the same way Florentine had just done. He would be your prisoner until the continent is secure. And then you can carry out whatever justice you hope to mete out.
Just be ultimately tied to the creature that stole the only light from this world.
I mean, in a way, have you not already tied yourself to him? You were willing to lay down your life not more than a minute ago.
More than tied, though, you would be in control.
I would leave his fate to you. If you want to leave him here, you could. If you wanted to unleash him against the demonic horde, you could.
Zexel. Why would you trust me to that?
Your testimony. Were it the Dragon Mistress here instead of you, I would not be offering this same deal.
Also, you're one of the few people that have not willingly betrayed us at one point or another.
He has, in fact, saved our bacon quite a few times.
I mean, hell, even Rixus here tried to kill us once or twice.
Frixus, once. Once. Well, and Rixus looks. So, based on testimony, you're willing to give him access to what could be a weapon of mass destruction and what might influence and where he might hand that influence over to the Dragon Mistress?
You would have control of whatever soldiers and citizenry that Florentine's experiments had touched. You would effectively be in control of the Empire, Zexel. But I am choosing to trust you because I know that you will do the right thing.
And there's another pained laugh from Erasmus. So that's it. nothing but victories. At what everything I could offer. And you still keep me jailed by a lovesick fool.
Well, that was just disrespectful. We can't let him out now.
Victory
Hey,
at any
believe me, there were
Say
worse
victory-
options.
victory at any cost still has a cost.
Rick says,
But the decision is ultimately yours. And he looks back to Zexel.
I don't expect you plan either way of letting me finish this now. But you will give me that opportunity. If you feel that necessary.
Going after petty revenge. Well, not petty revenge. Sorry, let me start over and scratch that from record. I didn't mean petty. It's just I'm tired. Words are not wording.
Also, my periodic reminder, I hope Jay's not saying anything.
This is really frustrating.
Sliding up.
Damn it.
No words.
God dang it.
Shit, yeah.
Maybe try.
It,
I don't know.
it's okay. I got all
Yep.
my curse words out before I restarted.
Okay.
Excellent.
I was gonna say maybe try if like you're using the browser version, or the desktop version, try the browser version instead or something. I don't know.
Like,
I've
are you
been
still
going
on
back
push
and
to
forth.
talk? Or
Both giving me the trouble.
I'm still on push to talk.
I wonder if you go to not push to talk, what would happen?
I'm not pushed to talk, and it still happens to me every now and then.
All right, I'll try this for a bit, see if that helps.
In fact,
But
does it happen?
I'm just literally throwing stuff at the wall to see if it sticks.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
such a weird issue.
I may have too much background noise.
Not really hearing a lot.
No, it's because I just turned it off because my daughter just burst into the
Oh.
room as I was switching.
Oh no.
So if you didn't hear anything, I did good. Otherwise, you would have heard a lot.
You did good.
Yeah.
Let me try. I can try the browser then.
Let's catch Melkesh up to what Melkesh might be saying about this plan.
Mostly I just gave Rix a shit, and for the most part, I was just going to say that being on parole is better than being in solitary. To Erasmus.
Just the world's tightest leash.
But I do also have a concern about the fact that this also influences all those people that had the dragon blood in them.
I mean, unless there's a way for me to separate the enchantment, which I don't think. I think they were kind of a linked deal.
It's a linked deal.
That's the only thing that concerns me.
It still sounds like our best solution to me. Because, I mean, I don't think Zexel would ever even consider using that, but it is a frightening prospect.
Again, just based on everything we've done in the past, he is one of the few people that have kept their word to us, have not tried to kill us, and has done what has been right. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I have no qualms.
Did your voice cut off suddenly?
Yes.
Most of that,
I heard qualms, and that was it.
yeah.
So I think he was good.
Yeah, we heard up to qualms.
Okay, then it was just, as far as I'm concerned, I have no qualms with this plan, and that's about where I ended.
That's just an excuse for me to say the word qualms several times.
Qualms. Much like Erasmus gave me the excuse to say apotheosis.
Yes.
To which I responded, Apothe wants it, but I don't think it went through.
No.
Go through, no.
Well, that was a good joke.
It was.
All right. Well, I guess if people are on board with this, Ferris will try to. I guess transfer enchantment is usually supposed to be more of a temporary thing, but I guess I'll ritualize it to make it a more permanent effect.
Nope. I just have to say, Rixus has been pretty quiet about all of this. After, many times he tried to kill us, at least.
He corrected you. They said he only tried to kill you the one time.
Yeah, I'm saying after that, he hasn't said a thing.
And he looks, I'm uncomfortable with robbing the free will even from a prisoner. But I am also at a disadvantage here. If you think it's for the best, I'll support it.
Well, question. Out of character. How hard would it be to try and drag him into going along with this at least a little bit more than he is now?
I gotta pick him up and shake him, or what? He's not gonna actively stop it.
Just if he's more willing, then at least Rixus would have less of a qualms, and it might, be less likely to blow up in our face at one point.
To be fair, Rixus is somewhat stuck with us.
I
He
know.
can't really go
but
against us
I'm
because
just trying to hedge the bet. Hedge my bets here.
we have dirt on Rixus that he really doesn't want to get out. I hate to say that our group would go to the length of blackmailing a character, but I can see that happening.
Blackmail is possible.
Lissy really is just proud of him. You guys don't know. She used to think he was just a complete book nerd. He was just a
Ferris is
librarian,
gonna have a
man.
conversation with Rixus after this, regardless.
I know, but I just really wanted to try and intimidate a dragon.
Save it for Orlando. We've got to have a conversation with him effectively next. And he really doesn't like us right now.
Rixus would speak up. I still want all this machinery destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
The fact it is...
Please don't tell me it's on a timer and we have like 5 minutes to get out of here.
No, Why would I set a timer to magic I have full control over?
Don't worry, Carnifex. We won't need an
The way
elevator
things
escape.
go with our group, it's happened.
No, it's just a...
Nope, Jay cut out in the middle of that.
Just a little.
Must be a server issue.
God damn it.
I'm gonna blame
It's
Bright
not
House.
even worth it to do the joke anymore. Go
I
on.
don't know if you still have Bright House out there, but I'm gonna blame Bright House.
It's Spectrum now.
Frickin' Bright House.
We're gonna do, we have to do it now.
Well, Zexel, I'll need
Well,
your arm.
Unless points at the frog robot. He finally has something to say, or is he just gonna stand there staring all day?
Pretty much as Zexel would turn to... Zexel would turn to Ferris, and then Arthur would take that moment, as Malkesh said, to try to talk to Erasmus. but it would be a conversation that you would just hear another snorting, pained laugh as a result of, without being able to hear exactly the result of it. And Zexel would approach Ferris.
So with his gauntleted hand, Ferris will basically grasp onto Florentine's bracer-covered arm, and he'll lift his other hand, and basically reach out towards Zexel's forearm, his dragon arm.
And he would just reach back out and
there's going to be a brief nod from Ferris, and then we'll basically transfer the enchantment. Basically, as Ferris finishes his nod, he kind of just bows his head, and his gauntlet will light up. The 3 small little dots from Delta would flare really brightly with their respective colors. And then I guess I'll roll for this.
Sure.
You could have just said it was done and hoped Dan didn't say anything.
But then that would have been lazy.
And then I roll a 2.
Well, rituals are just background checks, really.
It's as it happens, pretty much you just hear both Erasarez and Zexel kind of just kind of let out a grunting pain sound. Zexel grabs at his head. Erasarez thrashes slightly. And Zexel regains and just looks. It's done.
And yeah, the runes that were on Florentine's bracer are now just freshly burned into Zexel's forearm.
Gunhild.
Yep.
You've been awfully quiet.
Zexel would speak out. Is this even seeing this, that the restlessness, the thanklessness, do you still cling to the idea of what it is to be a hero? This compromise after compromise until it wears you down?
She looks at the group in front of her and looks down. It just kind of takes in the area and just finally nods and says, "It's to protect these people. If it's to protect this land, we have to do what we think is best, and I have to do what I think is best. I may not always agree, I may not always think that we're on the perfect path, but if we don't save this land too well..." There's much greater forces at work than just myself, than any of us. And if we don't do something, we let this happen. And she kind of sweeps her arms to, well, the entire area, I guess. If we let something like this happen again, we've already lost. We've doomed this continent. We've doomed everybody that's here. And I'll do anything it takes to prevent that from happening.
Yes. That is the make of it. The only difference from the story is you're not guaranteed a happy ending. I can tell you, each and every one of us were denied that.
Her brow froze a little bit and just... Do you think I'm here because I wanted a happy ending? Do you think this is the happy ending? And she just kind of gestures towards Florentine's body. Do you think I was happy with destroying perhaps the only other thing in this world that's like me? I'm not here for a happy ending. I'm here because it's what's right. I'm here because these are the people I came here with, and as I said before, if we don't do it, who will? If the people that I care about the most can have a better ending than me in this story, if that's what you want to that's what you want to call it. I didn't do this. I started out because I wanted my name to mean something, but now I realize that it's not the name, it's the importance of the act. Doesn't matter if the ending's happy or not, as long as it ends with the people I care about the most surviving.
Fair. Fair. You do sound just like her.
I suppose you mean... well...
Oh. You know.
I suppose that's who I take after most.
I will tell you, for the longest time, until she came back when the call was taken out, I assumed that she had escaped away to live some normal life, and I couldn't blame her for that. I couldn't blame her for that at all. But you're right. There's certain things that only you are capable of doing. And there's no need to run from them, no matter how satisfying that run would be. I have... Oh.
Oh.
No, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. She just, I spent a lot of time running from the truth. And the more I learn, the less I like it, but if I don't face that truth, then how does that make me a hero?
He looks to the rest. Finnegan, Unhow.
Yes.
Malkesh, Carnifex, Alicia, Gunhild. You've trusted me with a burden, but I do understand that the world comes before my satisfaction. And I trust you understand that yourselves as well, and I know you do. And while you trust me, I don't entirely trust everyone that I work with. So I think it's best that Andreas Zexel does die here, even if Andreas Zexel did not.
Hunhow's brows kind of knit together.
The
What do
man
you
lived,
mean?
but the name dies. We fake his death.
Oh. How?
As far as anybody's concerned, he never left this building.
Going to be destroyed and sunk underwater. Who's going to come check? We create some rubble. He's buried under it.
Huh.
The end.
Well, if
Now-
we're going to destroy all this machinery, I think there will be rubble enough, and I won't speak a word of it.
I only have.
Once Jay's trying to talk again. It's not going through Jay. Reboot.
Uh-oh.
I said.
I feel like anytime Jay wants to talk, he should just automatically leave
Yeah,
and rejoin at this point.
I'm thinking I may have to. I was saying a corpse wouldn't be too hard to get, especially one suitably burned.
Hunhow looks very concerned at Malcash.
What? It's what I do.
Fair
Yes,
enough.
and
I
we've-
don't think that'll be necessary.
Yeah, suit yourself.
It looks. And Rixus, I'm glad you're on board with this. They're going to have a political mess. Allied kingdoms are about to lose their ambassador, even though they'll know likely what, or make an assumption of what happened. The leader of the library is dead. And, well, even judged on, he said you're flooding the place, Phrixus. You're still probably going to have to explain away the appearance of a rather large dragon from Twin Lakes.
well,
Put him
out
under
of character.
really
we did
big
send one
loss.
over the edge of the world once.
Don't worry. You have a Finnegan with you.
Oh god, everything's gonna go wrong.
No, he's just gonna turn the dragon into doves when it comes up.
It's just
Big
one
old
jump
dove illusion.
inside.
Okay.
It's one
We
jump
are probably
right
not
inside
going to
stuff.
be able to walk out of here with a dragon.
Just an extremely large dove.
Oh, it just turns it into a giant Fudgy the Whale illusion.
Oh god.
Like Ferris.
Fudgy rising from the depths.
Subconscious, like
Alright, put this
manifests itself in his spells.
quick. Put the what's it called? Thing the Ferris had. Oh, I lost it. Never mind. Forget it. It's over.
The girdle.
If
Yes. Put the girdle
If-
on the dragon.
if all the machinery
fit.
wasn't getting destroyed, I could have built up some mock tank thing.
What? How would a tank help?
Well, it wouldn't be a dragon, now would it?
Rexus looks, is your solution always to build a gun?
Yes! Isn't it everyone's?
Her solution, yes.
Hunhow's face is
different
firmly planted in the palm of his hand.
I did hear Jay start to talk.
Yeah, me too, sorry.
Just
Okay, we can still hear you. I think.
Oh,
No, we can't.
no.
no,
No, it stopped. Oh no, okay, he's back.
Talking. He
don't,
wasn't.
don't worry about it. Just move on.
Zexel walks over to Gunhild. And you're likely going to have to approach the Dragon Mistress to build this coalition.
Not exactly something I'm looking forward to, but
He reaches up and he takes off kind of a red half cape that he had been using to conceal his arm in public, and hands it to Gunhild. If she sees this, it means either I've given it to you, or you killed me and took it from my corpse. Both will get her attention.
are you sure? It's quite an honor, all things considered.
It's From what I've heard, you're someone I can trust. You're trusting me, let me trust you.
Well, thank you then. I will accept it without... I know you're under the control of... I'm sorry things had... Thank you.
And he nods and walks over. And then he approaches Carnifex. I have one request.
What is that?
And he pretty much takes out his large, like the slightly oversized sword that he had been hefting around this entire time and just places it and holds it out to Carnifex. If I'm lucky, this won't have to use its intended purpose, and my execution will be in battle. Take this sword, but I want the one you have.
This is me out of character. I was planning on keeping that sword forever. I mean,
Only because all the rest of us wanted it.
yeah, that too. I mean, I had to travel through time and fight things to get that sword.
I mean, you technically had to do that to get this sword too.
You know what? Yeah, I'm not in character. I'm not gonna argue. I'm just gonna do it. Not say a word. Just do it.
And he nods, and as he hands you the sword Executioner, it adjusts in size to be appropriate to you.
Somehow it gets bigger.
Please.
I've given somebody else a size-changing sword. And he takes the sword that you had and just gives it a little flip, a little flourish. And he nods and looks. Revenge may be delayed, but thank you. I have a piece of him now.
Of course.
Well, you have a ordeal in front of you.
That's saying, yeah.
Alyssa, the machinery. How's deactivation?
Oh,
We did hear you tell it.
Okay. I'm just paranoid now because it's happened twice for me, but not as many times as it has for Jay.
Oh, you mean every time?
Yeah, like every time.
Probably a reminder that Jay should disconnect to reconnect anyways.
like now.
I couldn't hear you. Can't hear you.
You put them on like a loop.
Jay's greatest hits.
I don't even have anything to say. I'm just gonna shut up and listen now.
Oh, no.
Or Jay.
That's fucking crazy.
Anyway. Yeah. I think we're pretty good as far as the machine goes. Now that there's a connection, the last few bits ought to free the dragon.
Brixus. Alright, it should blast a big enough hole that, they had to get him in somehow, so take that out. We'll be underwater for a bit, but you're both big magical beings. You can take care of yourselves. It'll be quiet. It's not an explosion, but it shouldn't affect the library. And immediately, I can't vouch for what this sub-basement being submerged will do in 10, 15 years, but...
That sounds like someone not us's problem.
There is a lot of fucking dragon magic down here, guys.
Gunhild kind of adds in. She actually is taking the trouble to kind of pick up Florentine and just... That does... What do we do with her? I'm worried, even if we do flood this place...
Malkesh.
She's not coming back, if that's what you want.
No.
It's not...
No.
I don't want to bring her back, it's just...
Yeah, but can we not do something with the body?
That's what I'm...
I mean, we can do lots of
trying
things.
to-
with the
Like,
body. What do you
air
want?
quotes, do something with the body so that nobody else can mess around with this.
She initially shoots Lissy a look before it is, oh, you mean... Yes, that's kind of what I was... I don't... After everything else we've been through, I just don't want someone to find her and...
Not the disrespectful way.
I don't want more grafting. I don't want someone to... I don't want to leave her here. At
You
least
want the
not...
body destroyed, or do you want to take it with us?
There's
That's gonna
no reason to
cause
take her
some
with us.
Uncomfortable
Malkesh.
questions.
Also, I mean, if we take her with us, it brings the question of why didn't we take Zexel's body with us? If we were
Too
running,
big, too heavy.
To be perfectly clear, she's not suggesting that we take the body with them. She just wants to
Like a
figure out the best
pyre?
way to... Yeah, she... Okay, in character. We need to destroy her body.
Oh, I'm thinking, ritually speaking, there's so many things we could do, but I'm kind of lost as to which is the best way to go here.
I think we're a little
Ritualized
short on
pocket
time.
rocket.
What was that, Lissy?
Whatever's the fastest.
I mean, she's dragonic. Isn't there like a resistance to fire that we need to keep into account?
That's actually what I was worried about. I was considering just burning the body like we have with the past, but
What about the
Wait,
way
like
it's a
the
little
past?
personal. We did it with the
Whose body
demonic
did we
ones
burn?
a while back.
Okay.
What about the
Uh,
way Malkesh travels?
No, you don't want to. That wouldn't be the way. That would just send her into the ground, which doesn't necessarily begin that. Honestly, if you want to destroy her, I would say entropic reactions. It would basically dissolve her via acid.
Fair enough.
Dan, is that something that could be done ritually speaking?
Absolutely.
If only we were
Okay.
10th level, I could just cast Disintegrate.
Well, so I guess he would start working since this is technically is that necromancer power or is that sorcerer? No, it's sorcerer. Ha! It's alchemy. Okay, good. So I guess he starts working on a acidic solution of some sort. So I guess he'll go through his herbs and background check. Correct, Dan?
Yes.
Please do better than I did. Yeah, you did better than I did.
Yeah, everything goes to plan.
Good God, plus 21.
Yeah. So he kind of just shakes it up till it's good and foaming, and then really cautiously, you can see him just uncork the lid and just pour it along the length of the body. And it just seems to, more than just acidically speaking, it seems to spread just via the flesh, and then the bone begins to sag, and then just...
Ferris will use prestidigitation to kind of make it look like a funeral pyre, so it's not as harrowing to watch.
The Hunhow's gonna
Oh,
put an
yeah.
arm around Gunhild's shoulder and try to, pull her away so she doesn't have to watch. It probably
You're
won't
a
go
love
well since she's a
child.
pillar.
Look away!
I mean,
Marquez
she
just
is-
kind of
she
watches
is-
in satisfaction.
And she kind of has to watch at this point. It's not.
Dan,
It's a matter of principle.
Yes.
is there anything that I can pick up and salvage?
Please say no.
If you want to roll for it.
Jesus Christ.
That defeated GM side.
Are we salvaging the dead body? Is that what's going on here? Or
No,
salvaging
no,
something else?
no.
Not
Oh,
that I'm gonna like argue
No,
against it.
God.
I
I
just
thought you were about to
I just
roll
really wanted
like
to know what your logic was.
tinkering
No.
on the fucking corpse.
No, God, no. I'm talking about the machinery and maybe a little bit of
Okay,
Here, let me roll
that's...
for this.
Let's not.
What was that last bit? Never mind.
The acid dissolves everything but her kneecaps, by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my
Let's see. Roll
god.
to snatch. Carnifex, roll to slap it out of her hand.
You don't know where that's been.
What am I rolling intelligence with this?
No, you're rolling dexterity because you're trying to do it fast and sneaky.
What would I roll to give her a I'm not mad but I'm disappointed stare?
That'd be sanguine.
Oh shit, that's my worst
Charisma,
stat.
probably.
Dan?
That's also my worst stat.
Alright, let Hunhow roll.
Pick up
Okay,
with-
sure.
Take everything out of the pockets.
I have to stay true to character, guys. Come on, give me a break. There has to be some vials of something around here that I can use and have.
Nothing.
You feel really bad about it though, because Hunhow is giving you a disappointed dad stare.
That would require me to have a conscience.
You still feel the Gunhill is upset with you somehow.
Ferris is
Is
disappointed.
Ferris
but-
rolling to steal it back off of me?
No, Ferris is disappointed because you're stealing stuff, but not the most expensive looking stuff.
Mom and Dad are glaring at me, and I just don't know what to do.
Alright, you have some parts from the extraction machine you can write on your character sheet.
Excellent.
Sure, that won't come back to bite
No
us in the
blood?
ass.
That's going
No,
to come
not
back
even a
and
little
bite me.
drop.
I've
Alright.
already collected some blood.
Alright,
Alright,
you
then.
have a vial of blood.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, Malkesh, I don't know if you heard this last time, but you have a vial of blood too.
I remember something about it, but I didn't remember exactly, so I'm adding it to my equipment.
Yeah, I figured you would probably need it when we uncover the giant barrel, so I gave you some.
My blood is boiling right now. Does that count?
Well, I can collect
No.
some blood from you too, but that's going to be harder.
I will end you.
It's going to be a more difficult role.
Are we done here? Can we just flood this
Please.
thing?
Rexus is like, yes, it's... Well, I think all my plans for independence have kind of gone out the window since we now have to rebuild an entire empire.
Not quite from the ground up as you'd think.
Well, we can maybe play for an empire that has Granite Ostrom's interests at heart.
Or the
Real-
Wildlands.
Wait, real talk. I know we talked about last session, since now everybody in the breadbasket area has a little bit of dragon blood in them, we could convert the empire into a republic and hold democratic elections.
Yep, that's what I brought up.
Yeah, was that suggested in character or out of character? I can't remember.
That whole discussion was quasi in character, from what I recall.
Okay.
I barely recall that. That's
yeah.
impressive that you guys
We
remember that.
recorded that one, thank goodness, but
Yeah, no, because I remember having that conversation, I just couldn't remember if it was out of character or in character.
I think it was supposed to be a campfire talk. But
Gotcha.
I don't remember exactly.
Can we go now?
I'll stay behind with Rixus and make sure this is.
Zexel climbs up on Erasmus and is just like, at least I can make you shut up now.
See? Silver linings all around.
I think you mean platinum.
Get out.
That was a good pun. I'm really proud
Carnifex
of you
just
right now,
throws
Nick.
Alicia away. That actually was really good.
I hate you all.
Voices in the Wilderness theme song plays.
We're back, everybody.
Arthur looks and then walks, and so you stay behind with Rixus?
Yeah. I mean, Ferris is gonna talk with Rix about some other stuff too, but might as well stay back and under the pretense of helping out.
As it's walking, Arthur will kind of go in between Lissy and Malkesh and just be, I have a very important question.
That's for
Lissy and Malkesh.
Jay. Oh, there we go. There's
What
Jay.
is it?
What am I?
You're a Semaculum. You have the memories of yourself, but in a new physical body. We explained this a bit when you woke up.
But the core of me is not who I think I am.
The core of you is mechanics and algae. But your memories are your own. The you that was is gone. You are the only part of you that really exists. But if you're talking physically, no, well, that's gone. You are what remains. And you have a chance to use it for either great good or not.
I can't not after seeing that, after seeing Andreas do that. No, I can't.
Can't what?
I can't throw away that opportunity.
Well, we figured you'd appreciate the chance of at least being mobile compared to being a database, so we figured we'd give you that option. But yes, in a sense, we made you, or remade you. But we chose the best thing we could give you. And we'll continue to help you improve if you decide to help us.
He's just kind of... He gave you the look that he kind of zoned out as you talked more and more. And he looks to Malkesh and says, I couldn't tell him it was me. I think it would have hurt him too much.
Well, you have the opportunity to make those decisions now. We may have made you, but we don't own you. And if you'd like to go by your old name or choose a new one, that's up to you. But your memories alone can help the world a lot. And now we're coming into a stage where everything and everyone's life is on the table. And well, we figured you'd appreciate being here for that.
I'm going to need some time to think about what I am, but I know the memories would not let me do anything other than help.
That's good. Help is what the world needs right now. A lot more than ego, I'll tell you that much. You should, if you get a chance, talk more with Embois. I think having similar experiences, the loss of life, the coming back, may help you.
Yes.
But in a sense, you're both very different, too. Embois made deals that allowed him to come back. You are not bound by that same contract. And
No.
not pressured by it either. As long as you continue to repair or ask for repairs, you don't cease to be.
But if he was here, Razarez would have sensed Still Knocked.
Most likely, yeah.
But he did not sense me.
No, it's as we said. Your physical form is gone. You are memories. And that's not entirely true. You are the combination of your own memories and a soul that had been tortured and wiped clean by someone trying to abuse that. I couldn't send that lost soul into the void. So you do have a soul. It's a soul that went through great torment, and I felt deserved a second chance. So you're somewhere in the middle. You're you and someone who deserves a second chance. I'm trying not
And
to
I
make
was
it.
right. I was right not to tell him. Thank you, Melkesh.
Anytime. I'm sorry your sword got given away. I didn't think it was prudent to interrupt that conversation.
No. It's where it should be.
I'm glad you feel that way, because I really don't think I could have taken Carnifex on that.
No, you couldn't.
Even if I'd stood on your shoulders and we went up against Carnifex, we wouldn't have been able to.
No.
Well, if we'd had enough time to build the structure, maybe.
I suppose if we,
No.
could we build another Carnifex?
Oh dear God.
Anti-Carnifex?
Isn't Carnifex
Let's go
already
Hild.
the anti-Carnifex?
No.
Good point.
No.
We,
The anti-Carnifex.
to clarify, we can hear you and we could hear you before. They're just ignoring you.
Yep.
Sorry, Tolerant.
You both up the elevator.
You monsters.
That's what you would build to defeat Carnifex. You would build a giant elevator robot.
I hate you.
Upsy, your lifting friend.
I said everybody on fire and walk away.
That won't work because Dan's not into vor.
Wow!
Huh.
So are you sure you want to upload this later,
Yeah.
Dan?
End of session.
I don't know. I like it. I like having record on the internet that I am not into war.
That's true. That's a good thing to have on record.
Though
I'm done.
that's some shade at Griffin.
Let's get out of here before Nikki says anything else.
Rixus begins the setup. I know you know I don't need any help with this.
Well, it never hurts to not have to face these things alone. Besides, I don't want others to be here for the first time in history when a Finnegan has to ask for help.
Is this what it's come to?
You and Orlando are probably the only people who know how to store memories. And I need to know how to do that.
It's... I can teach you. You got me here after all. I left behind what I did, made numerous political sacrifices to rise up a secondary rank. ended up making my best friend hate me, all for the chance to destroy this. This thing I had a mistaken part in creating. It's almost over.
Grand Nadostrum is almost as strong as it's ever been. Its populace is no longer held by noble, pure-blooded families. We still have a chance at rekindling you and Orlando's friendship. I don't think it's all for loss.
We're walking into a mighty big mess upstairs.
I wish I could say it was something that we had ahead in doing, but that was completely out of our hands.
We're lucky, though. Outside of this room and up there, nobody else knows.
The military will be able to keep things under wraps. The crusade is what worries me.
They are particular.
Hey, I know I'm not there, but hey.
Did you hear a voice?
Well, I get that sometimes whenever I bring up the crusade. Something on the wind. Feels like a lot of hate.
Either way, from what you said, the nobility is out of the question. The library just had a fairly important job opening.
Don't suppose you would want to reconsider your previous employment?
No, this isn't the place for me anymore. Even when it was, this mess we're standing in is at least partially my fault.
Well, not much we can do now other than try to make it right.
He sighs and then, all right, let's set this off. And pretty much as you all gather up and you hear the sound of gates opening and then the rush of water. You then hear kind of on the way out, Rixus would hit a few pads on the keyboard and some of the machinery would start to deactivate and start kind of just collapsing into the growing water. And then you would begin to rise up and get back to that first lower level. And I have a question.
I potentially have
Answers.
Between kind of technical difficulty late start and technical difficulty frustration, and this is supposed to be the time we wrap up, do we want to call it here, or do we want to try to get some more stuff done? I know some people have to go.
I have about 45 minutes or so. And I'm gonna leave it up to everybody else. But if
I probably have about the same. I do want to get. I guess it depends if we're doing Ferris Week next week or if we're waiting. But
if we stop now, then we'd probably push Ferris Week another week.
That's fine.
And actually, that probably would work because then Kellen would be around.
Yeah, because Kellen's going to be gone next week.
All right, I'm gonna wrap
I
it.
just sat down. What's going on?
I'm.
Oh, sorry, Kellen.
We don't need to discuss this on recording, but I think we're gonna call it here.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Good
Just-
night, everybody.
Have a good night.
Good night.